Okay, see this question. This is the question from this is the question from your paper makeup exam, that is from 2023. Okay, so in this case they said in the given network R1 is equal to 10 ohm, R2 is equal to 30 ohm, R3 is equal to 50 ohm, R4 is equal to 70 ohm, R5 is equal to 100 ohm, right? The batteries have their negligible internal resistance and their voltages V1 is equal to 12 volt, V2 is equal to 24 volt and V3 is equal to 36 volt. Then they said using mesh analysis calculate the current through magnitude and direction in all the resistor. So for that we need to apply mesh analysis. Mesh analysis, let us consider in this case current I1 is flowing and in this case current I2 is flowing. Okay, so for the first mesh equation would be like in this case current is moving from A to B, B to M, M to G, G to A. So now in this case we need to mark the sign as well. As you know, the current always moves from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So we can mark this one as positive to negative, positive to negative. Battery terminal they already marked. Bigger one is positive and smaller one is negative, irrespective of the direction of current. Correct? So this is your step number 2 is completed. After this, step number 3, we have to apply KVL in mesh 1. Okay, so in mesh 1, we need to apply KVL. If you are moving from A to B, what is the second sign? Minus 10 I1 minus, how much is the value for R4? That is 70 they have given. So it would be minus 70 I1 minus I2. If you are taking the first mesh, so I1 minus I2. If you will take the I2 mesh, so I2 minus I1. Correct? Then second sign, plus 24 minus 100 I1 minus 24 is equal to 0. So this is your first mesh equation. Similarly, we can calculate the second mesh equation. That would be minus 30 I2 minus 50 I2 plus 36 minus 24 minus 70 I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. Correct? Okay. So now in this case, this is the second equation and first equation. You can both solve this equation and you'll get the value for I1 and I2. But see, read the question, what they said. They said calculate the current through magnitude and direction in all the resistor. So basically you need to mark it, like you need to attempt it like this, that current in 10 ohm is how much? Suppose I1. Write down the value for I1. Next, current in 70 ohm. Okay, 70 ohm would be how much? I1 minus I2. So write down the value. Current in 100 ohm, I1. Similarly, current in 70 ohm, I2. Current in 50 ohm, I2. ठीक है? So every case you need to, for every resistor you need to write down the current. Don't leave the current up to here कि I1 की value ये है and I2 की value ये है. They can easily cut their 1 mark before, मतलब for this. Like 3 marks का question है, right? So 1.5 for this one and 1.5 for this one. Correct? Right? So 1.5 is basically, अगर तुमने I1 और I2 की वैल्यू निकाल दी तो maybe they'll give you only 0.5 marks, because see what they have asked, उन्होंने पूछा हुआ है particular all resistor के across you need to calculate the current. तो maximum of the student do mistake there कि वो बस I1 और I2 निकाल के आ जाते हैं, खत्म कि हमने question कर दिया. But as you know, Manipal will not provide you number like this. देखा होगा ना अपने papers पहले के, they'll do strict marking. Correct? Now tell me any doubt up to here. Now next B part. In the B part they are asking determine VAP and VPN. So AP, A to P. is here, right? Now we need to calculate VAP. Can we write down VAP as VAB plus VBP? Yes. या तो देखो, you have two option, you can go from here or either you can go from here. So नीचे से जाओगे तो then it includes 3 element. Both answers will be same in both the cases, but shorter path is this one, correct? So VAB, what we can write it down for VAB, that would be IAB into RAB, and VBP is how much? That is IBP into RBP, correct? So IAB is how much, which we have taken I1. So I1 into R1, we got the value of I1 in the previous case, A part. We already given the value for R1 plus IBP. IBP is how much? That would be, again, this is the middle branch. And as you know, in the middle branch, there is a flow of double current, correct? So it would be I1 minus I2 multiplied by I4, R4. So this is how we can get the value for VAP. Now you tell me, how can we get the value for VPN? So how can we get VPN? So that would be P say M and M say N, right? So it would be plus V2 second sign. Every time you need to take the second sign, ठीक है? कोई confusion का chance ही नहीं है. I told you कि every time you need to take the second sign. कभी भी ये मत सुना first ले लेते हैं, नहीं, second ही लेना है. Okay, you already know the value for V2 and you already know the value for V3, so we can get the value for VPN. Now tell me any doubt. Now see, again, this is from your paper 2023. This is the question based on superposition theorem. Okay, so in the superposition theorem, we'll have number of, first we'll consider the number of sources. In this case, how many sources are available? This is the first source, voltage source. This is the second source, current source. ठीक है? So superposition theorem में what we need to do, one source at a time. Like जैसे तुमने सुना ना, एक म्यान में एक ही तलवार होती है, right? Similarly, in this case, in superposition theorem also we'll have one source at a time. Okay, so what we'll do with the other source, we need to kill other source. How can we kill other source? That means voltage source must be short circuit and current source must be open circuit, right? So voltage source is like this, that must be short circuit, and current source must be like this, that must be open circuit. So in this case, like suppose this is the numerical, so if we'll have two sources available, then this will be solved in two different steps. Step number 1, we have to take 40 volt source, okay, and kill 8 ampere source. Got it? In step number 2, what we need to do, take 8 ampere source and kill 40 volt source. Got it? Like see, I'm drawing the diagram. This is the diagram, and in this case they have asked you to calculate the current in 4 ohm. So let's mark Ix over there. Okay, so step number 1, we need to take 40 volt source. So 40 volt as it is, resistance as it is, resistance as it is, and we have to kill 4 ampere source. Killing means, what do you mean by killing? Kill means we need to open circuit the current source. So in this case, here we have marked Ix, so same direction we need to take. Here we'll take Ix dash. ठीक है? Here we'll need to take Ix dash. Now by any method, by using nodal method or by using mesh method, you need to calculate Ix dash. ठीक है? Now tell me, any doubt up to here? First tell me. See, in the step number 2, we need to take 8 ampere source and we need to kill 40 volt. So now tell me 40 volt must be short circuit or open circuit? 40, if we want to kill 40 volt source, then that must be open circuit. No, it has to be short circuit. See, I told you voltage source means short circuit, current source means open circuit. Okay, just imagine voltage source is one of your relative which you don't want to come in your house. Okay, and what you'll do, मतलब तुम मान लो कि तुम्हारा रिलेटिव तुम्हारे घर पे आ रहा है एंड यू डोंट वांट कि वो तुम्हें तंग करेगा, लाइक he'll ask what is going on. So what will you do with him? You will open the door or shut the door? Shut the door. So you shut the door. And current source is like your friend from Manipal. Okay, so as you see your friend is coming to your home, so what will you do? Open the door or shut the door? Open. So voltage source is your relative, current source is your friend. This is also in case of calculation of thevenin also, that's why I told you. So remember it like that. ठीक है? Voltage source के लिए दरवाजे बंद करने हैं, current source के लिए we have to open the door. And in superposition at a time there will be only one source. First we'll consider 40 volt source. For current source, open circuit. Then in the second step we need to consider current source, then voltage source must be removed, kill, that is short circuit. Now in this case we need to mark Ix double dash. ठीक है? Finally we need Ix. As you can see that Ix dash की direction and Ix double dash की direction is same, so Ix dash plus Ix double dash we can do. ठीक है, डायरेक्शन इनकी सेम है लेना हमेशा, डोंट चेंज द डायरेक्शन. जैसे मेन डायग्राम में ऐसे है तो दिस वन इज आल्सो सेम, दिस वन इज आल्सो सेम, दैट्स व्हाई आई ऐड दीज टू करंट्स विद ईच अदर. बट इफ दीज आर अपोजिट तो उस केस में सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा. सो इट्स बेटर टू अवॉइड कंफ्यूजन कि पॉजिटिव आएगा या नेगेटिव आएगा. ऑलवेज टेक सेम डायरेक्शन, देन इन दैट केस यू नीड टू ऐड इट ओनली. ओके, if we'll have a current source, okay, then we need to make direct equation from the current source. First we have to check whether this current source is in the corner branch or in the middle branch. Now tell me, this 8 ampere is in the corner branch or in the middle branch? Corner branch. And in the corner branch there is a flow of single current or double current? Single current. So I3 direction and 8 ampere direction is same or opposite? Opposite. So we can directly write it down as I3 is equal to minus 8 ampere. If both the direction are same, then in that case we'll need to write down I3 is equal to plus 8 ampere. Okay. For the first mesh, equation would be minus 12i1 minus 5i1 minus i2 is equal to 0. For the second mesh, minus 4i2 minus 3i2 minus i3 minus 5i2 minus i1 is equal to 0. So from here we'll get three equation, three variable. Can we solve and get the value for i1, i2, i3? But we don't want I1, I2, I3. What we want? Ix double dash. Can you tell me Ix double dash is equal to I1, I2 or I3 or the combination of these currents? Okay, Ix double dash is in the corner branch or in the middle branch? नहीं, corner. Like middle ये वाली हो जाती है, बीच की दीवार, where two currents are flowing. These are corner. ठीक है? So now tell me, Ix double dash is in the middle wall or corner wall, and in the corner branch there is a flow of single current or double current? Single current. So Ix double dash is in the room of I2, I1 or I3? I2. And Ix double dash direction and I2 direction is same or opposite? Same. So can we write down directly as Ix double dash is equal to I2? Similarly, tell me for this case, Like in this case also we want ix dash. Ix dash would be equal to how much? Tell me. Now see, this is your question from your midterm paper 2024. Okay. So इसमें what we need to do, we need to calculate the current across RL by using Thevenin theorem. ठीक है? So see, in the Thevenin theorem, what we need to do basically, we need to calculate current, and what is the formula for current? That is VTH divided by RTH plus RL. ठीक है? For this we need to calculate two things, VTH and RTH. RL क्या होगा? In whichever branch they are asking the current, that is RL. Like suppose they ask you to calculate current in 6 ohm. They ask you to calculate current in 6 ohm, ये वाला. So that is RL. तो RL की value तो will get it as 6 ohm. So in this case RL value we already got it. तो RL की value हमेशा they'll give in the question. Next you need to calculate VTH. VTH is always will get it as कि RL को क्या कर देना है, ओपन सर्किट, एंड ओपन सर्किट के करने के बाद वी नीड टू मार्क A एंड B टर्मिनल ओवर देयर. लाइक सपोज यहाँ पे हमने मार्क कर दिया A टर्मिनल और यहाँ पे मार्क कर दिया B टर्मिनल. ठीक है, वी नीड टू गेट VAB दैट इज इक्वल टू VTH. हमेशा यही करना है कि RL को ओपन सर्किट करना है और तुम कहाँ पे खड़े हो, A पे, एंड यू नीड टू मूव टूवर्ड्स B. ठीक है, तो कैसे जाओगे? A से कहाँ गए? यहाँ 6 ओम, 6 ओम से 2 ओम, 2 ओम से 8 वोल्ट एंड 8 वोल्ट से B. बट तुम्हें दिख रहा है कि दिस सर्किट इज कॉम्प्लिकेटेड या कॉम्प्लेक्स, सो वी कैन रिजॉल्व दिस. हम इसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. पहले इसके लिए व्हाट यू कैन डू, कैन यू कन्वर्ट दिस करंट सोर्स इनटू द वोल्टेज सोर्स? पहले ये बताओ. जब भी करंट सोर्स इज इन कनेक्टेड इन पैरेलल विद द रेजिस्टेंस, यू कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू वोल्टेज सोर्स. सो सी हाउ कैन यू कन्वर्ट. करंट सोर्स के साथ अगर पैरेलल में रेजिस्टेंस है, देन इन दैट केस वोल्टेज सोर्स बनेगा, एंड जो रेजिस्टेंस पैरेलल में कनेक्ट है वही सेम रेजिस्टेंस तुम्हारा सीरीज में कनेक्ट हो जाएगा. राइट? तो हमारे पास वी नीड वोल्टेज की वैल्यू. वोल्टेज V इज इक्वल टू I इंटू R. तो कितना आ जाएगी वैल्यू? आफ्टर दिस हमें इसको सॉल्व करना है. एज यू कैन सी दैट दिस इज द डेल्टा कनेक्शन. राइट? तो डेल्टा को वी कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू स्टार. तो तुम्हें पता है कि हमारे पास ये पोजीशन इज डेल्टा. राइट? वी कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू स्टार. तो अगर हमारे पास उल्टा डेल्टा है, देखो दिस इज अपोजिट डेल्टा ना, उल्टा डेल्टा बना हुआ है. सो कैन वी कन्वर्ट दिस उल्टा डेल्टा इनटू स्टार? भी तो क्या हो जाएगा, उल्टा होगा. बताओ. तो दिस इज 6, दिस इज 6, दिस इज 6. नाउ वी नीड टू गेट दिस वैल्यू. तो इसका फॉर्मूला होता है, आई टोल्ड यू द फॉर्मूला, डेल्टा टू स्टार, एंड दिस फॉर्मूला इज ऑल्सो मेंशन इन योर हैंडबुक एज वेल. तो इसका फॉर्मूला क्या होगा, 6 इंटू 6, मतलब दिस मल्टीप्लाइड बाय दिस डिवाइडेड बाय सम ऑफ ऑल द 3 रेजिस्टर. तो 6 प्लस 6 प्लस 6 दैट वुड बी 36 और 18. तो 18 टू जा 36, विल गेट इट एज 2 ओम. ये 2 ओम आएगा, ये 2 ओम आएगा, एंड ये 2 ओम आएगा, बिकॉज ऑल द वैल्यूज आर सेम. करेक्ट? So now tell me any doubt up to here. So after converting into yeah, sorry, I again made it delta. So can we convert it into delta to star? After conversion we'll get this value. ठीक है? Now अब मैं इसको थोड़ा सा रीड्रॉ करूंगी. Then you can see that 10 and 2 are in series. Correct? तो I am rubbing all this. तो हम उसको क्या बना सकते हैं, सिंपल सर्किट. दिस वुड बी 12 ohm because 10 and 2 in series. This would be 2 ohm and this would be 2 ohm. Correct? Now 2 plus 2 is how much? 4. So मैं इसको combine कर रही हूँ with a single resistance, that would be 4 ohm. Now we simplified the circuit, and now particular for this circuit we can easily get the value for VAB. So now tell me if there is any doubt up to here. नहीं. Now we need to calculate VAB, right? तुम कहाँ पे खड़े हो? A पे. जाना कहाँ पे है? B पे. Suppose this is C. Point between, always mark point between resistor and battery. ठीक है? This is D. This is E. So VAB is how much? VAC plus VCD plus VDE plus VEB. ठीक है? AC is open circuit. Open circuit में current can flow? Yes or no? It's an open circuit na, current can't flow na. So if current can't flow, then in that case voltage is 0. ठीक है? VCD is, we can write it down as ICD into RCD. How much is the resistance between C to D? That is 4. VDE is how much? 8 volt. So we can write it down as 8. VEB is again open circuit, so it would be 0. This is equal to VAB. Correct? Now see, we need to get the current value ICD. And ये सोच लो कि whenever you need the value for current, always go for mesh analysis. Now if we'll get the value for ICD, can we get the value for VAB? So तुम कैसे जा रहे हो? C to D. Current would also move from C to D. If you are moving opposite, तो current भी opposite जाएगा. जैसे जैसे तुम जा रहे हो वैसे वैसे current जाएगा हमेशा. ठीक है? Now for ICD we can get the mesh analysis equation and we can solve it. That would be minus 12 ICD minus 4 ICD minus 8 plus 10 is equal to 0. तो minus 16 ICD minus 8 plus 10 plus 2 equal to minus 2. So ICD is how much? 2 by 16, 1 by 8. 1 by 8 into 4 plus 8. So that would be 1 by 2, that is 0.5, 8.5. So final VTH value you got it as 8.5. Okay, now after that we need to calculate RTH. For calculation of RTH there are certain steps, that is voltage source must be short circuit and current source must be open circuit. I just told you na, in case of superposition also, कि voltage source is your relative, you will shut the door, and current source is your friend, so you will open the door. ठीक है? Now see, this is the circuit diagram. We simplified. In this case we need to calculate RTH, right? So see, how can we do it? So voltage source must be short circuit. तो सारे voltage source को, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक ही voltage source को remove it. You need to short circuit voltage source. Now you need to calculate RTH, that is equal to RAB. Again तुम कहाँ पे खड़े हो? A पे. जाना कहाँ पे है? B पे. Just imagine 12 ohm, 2 ohm and 4 ohm. These are your friends. ठीक है? So you will start with a friend which is very far away from you, that is 12 ohm. Okay? तो 12 का घर, ऐसे सोचो कि 12 का घर और 4 ohm का घर क्या एक ही रास्ते पे आ रहा है या अलग अलग रास्ते पे आ रहा है? जैसे मैं बोल रही हूँ एग्जैक्टली, यू नीड टू थिंक इट लाइक दैट कि तुम A से चले B पे पहुंचना है और तुम्हें अपने फ्रेंड से मिलना है. तो क्या तुम दोनों से मिलके आ सकते हो या यू हैव टू चूज? जैसे यहाँ से चले तो दोनों से मिलके आ सकते हो, 12 ओम से भी और 4 ओम से भी, या किसी एक से ही मिलके जाना पड़ेगा? बताओ, दे आर एट द सेम पाथ और एट द डिफरेंट पाथ? सो इफ दे आर एट द डिफरेंट पाथ, दैट मीन्स दे आर इन पैरेलल. 12 parallel 4 combined it into a single resistance. Okay, 2 ohm as it is. Again think it like that. Now you can meet both of your friend, right? If they are at the same path, that means they are in series. So 12 parallel 4 is 12 into 4 divided by 12 plus 4 plus 2. That would be equal to RTH. ठीक है? हमेशा start कहाँ से करोगे? जो friend सबसे दूर है वहां से. Okay? Now finally we got the value for VTH and we got the value for RTH. VTH we got it as how much? 8.5, right? And RTH we got it as how much? After solving this, will get it as 5 ohm. So RL is already given 6 ohm. We can solve it and then we'll get the value for current. Okay, we'll get it as 0.772 ampere. This is how we can do the question of Thevenin theorem. Now next question is based on nodal analysis. Nodal analysis may, in the first step we need to mark current. Okay, like it in each and every branch we need to mark current. Suppose this is I1, this is I2, this is I3. Okay, this is I4, this is I5, this is I6, this is I7. In each and every case we need to mark a current different. Now next step is we have to determine node. How many nodes? What is node? Basically node is a point where more than two wires are connected. Suppose this is node A, okay, this is node B, and this is node C, and this is node D. Here how many wires are connected? 1, 2, 3. So this is a node. 1, 2, 3. This is a node. Node must be more than two wires. 1, 2, 3. This is a node. 1, 2, 3. This is a node. ठीक है, बट नीचे ज़्यादातर नीचे वाली नोड को हम विल डू ग्राउंडिंग एंड ग्राउंडिंग पे वोल्टेज इज इक्वल टू 0. So at this particular point potential is VA. At this particular point potential is VB. At this particular point potential is VC. So basically this is, in this case we'll have three node. Three node means we'll have three variable VA, VB, VC, and in three variable we'll have three equation. Okay, tell me any doubt up to here? Now after that just imagine that VA is the node and that is your college. ठीक है, now tell me who is entering into the college and who is leaving the college. Like I3 is entering the college, so entering people will be on the one side and leaving people will be on the another side. I1 plus I2. ठीक है, I3 is entering, that is sum of incoming current would be equal to the sum of outgoing current. I3 is entering, I3 is on one side, I1 and I2 are leaving, so I1 and I2 are on the another side. ठीक है, this is for node A. Now similarly tell me for node B and tell me for node C. At node B I'll tell you I1 is entering, I4 is outgoing, I5 is outgoing, and I5 is also outgoing, right? Now for node C, ऊपर से देखो I2 is incoming, right? I4 is also incoming, अंदर जा रही है, and I7 is leaving. So I2 plus I4 is equal to I7. Got it up to? Okay, now see I3 is moving from which node to which node. वो I3 कैसे जा रही है? VA के अंदर जा रही है, तो कहाँ से जा रही है? वो 0 से VA जा रही है ना? See the direction. I3 is moving from 0 to VA. So it would be 0 minus VA. और अगर रास्ते में कोई बैटरी आती है तो बैटरी का वी नीड टू टेक द सेकेंड साइन. तो 0 से VA जा रही है तो सेकेंड साइन इज प्लस, तो प्लस 10 डिवाइडेड बाय रेजिस्टेंस इज 5. ठीक है, फिर से एक और बता रही हूँ. लाइक I1 इज मूविंग फ्रॉम VA टू VB, right? तो it would be how much? VA minus VB divided by 2. Again I2 देखो, I2 is moving from VA से चल रही है and VC पे जा रही है. So it would be VA minus VC, and for the battery we have to take the second sign, minus 18 divided by the resistance, that is 6 ohm. Now see I4 current source है, current source is given, I4 direction and current source direction is opposite, तो we can directly take it as -1. ठीक है, अगर करंट सोर्स गिवन है then we don't need to convert it in terms of V by R, we can take directly as direct the value. So I5 is how much? VB minus VC by 12. I6 is how much? I6 is moving from VB to 0. So VB minus 0 by 8. Here I7 is how much? It is moving from VC to 0. So VC minus 0 minus 16 divided by 4. I5 you already know, I2 you already know, ऊपर निकाला यहाँ पे, and I4 also you already know, that is -1. So now you'll have 3 variable, 3 equation, you can solve it for VA, VB, VC, and after solving you can substitute it in the value of current. जो भी पूछा है I1 पूछा है तो I1 की वैल्यू में substitute कर दो, I2 पूछा तो I2 की वैल्यू में. So these are all your midterm paper. ठीक है, midterm paper you can practice questions from here, and if you have any doubt then let me